All right. So, good morning. Welcome to the Real Estate Backstory. My name is Alan Rich. I'm the managing broker here at Maximum Realty and Realtor Partners.
My name is Ming Richardson, the compliance broker for Maximum One Realty and Realtor Partners.
And every week we host what we call the Real Estate Backstory, where we try and peel back and expose the soft underbelly of the real estate market as it pertains to here in the Atlanta area. So thank you very much for joining us. You can catch us at realestatebackstory.com. We go out there on Facebook. We have podcasts. So hopefully there's lots of ways that you can catch us out here. All right, we kind of want to jump into some, actually, we want to start right off with this week marks the Tom Ferry Success Summit. Every single year, Tom Ferry hosts a big summit over in Texas. This year it's in Texas, rather. And so this year is no exception. It's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. Now, what we do, and first of all, it doesn't matter which brokerage you're with. We don't care. We encourage you to come out and get some really good content. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is the summit this year. It runs from 10 o'clock in the morning till about 6 in the afternoon. We have folks coming in and sponsoring breakfast as well as lunch in all of our offices. So, and basically, we try and make it as much like if you actually went to the Tom Ferry Summit yourself, we try and do the same thing in our offices. So when they get up and go, woo, we do the same thing. And we all work out of the same workbooks, and we're following just like you were sitting in the audience right there. So we really, really encourage you to consider investing in your business and how that pertains to what you're trying to get done. This year, there's two keynote speakers, Seth Godin as well as Michelle Poehler is going to be there. The agenda here is going. So on the 5th, we've got, Tom Ferry's going to be talking about the Great Divide, talking about the Battle of Search. And then Michelle Poehler's on Tuesday. On Wednesday is going to be, again, a lot of different things, talking about the inventory crisis. They'll talk about working out listings, working with buyers as well as sellers on there, leveraging. And then Seth Godin is on Wednesday. And then also on Thursday, they're going to get back and talk about more branding issues and then, wealth management, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of really good content that we pray that you guys will take advantage of. In addition, you also get 6 hours of continuing education credit for every day that you're with us. So
the kicker is you have to be here for the whole entire day in order to receive that CE credit hour. There will be a break during lunch. It's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, there's an hour and a half break every day.
So bring your laptop with you, do some work during the break, and also meet our affiliates who has graciously sponsored some of these events. And we're very grateful for them. And this is a great time for you to come out and network with your fellow agents. And I know, and we are taking precautions. There are going to be sanitizer throughout the entire area and also Kleenex. If you want to wear your mask, please do.
Absolutely. All right. In addition to that, we still are doing the Brian Buffini 100 Days to Greatness. And I'll be honest with you, we love this program. This is live in our offices. We go over it every Monday. So today at 11 o'clock, we're going to be working with Sellers Part 2. And so we hope that you'd be open to coming in and joining us. We actually love putting these two trainers together because Tom Ferry, we like all the lead systems that he has, but we really feel that the Buffini system is probably more solid. Yeah,
it's
about
Tom
working off
Ferry is
referral.
great.
Yeah.
Tom Ferry is great in getting lead generation, but what do you do after you obtain a lead generation? That's where Brian Buffini comes, whereas he is more about warm leads and versus cold calls.
And so we really enjoy putting these two programs together, and what a great week to kind of jump in with that. Now, also, as far as like local news or Maximum One news, we have decided that we are partnering with KB Core. And so we're very, very excited about the rollout of KB Core for our agents. So we're already getting prepared to roll out some additional KB Core classes that we're going to be starting to teach how that works. But the KB Core platform for us is going to, because a lot of,
it is ranked #1 real estate platform, both on a laptop and a mobile device. Yep. So you can do your work typically on the go if you have to do it.
Yeah. So we'll be sending this out, more information for our agents as well in the in our weekly newsletter and that kind of stuff. But, a lot of our agents follow us on here as well. So we definitely wanted to touch that. It has a lead engine, a web, and it has a website and IDX incorporated into it. It has a built-in CRM. It sets up all your marketing on autopilot.
And I
really
believe
tough
we're
drip
going for
campaigns.
war.
Oh, we are.
When?
Oh, well,
The launch date,
we're 3 to 4 months out. So, but we're going to start learning it really soon here. It has business analytics, listing tools, transaction integration through SkySlope, as well as a whole marketplace where you can run ads and that kind of stuff through there. So not trying to spend too much time on that, but just let everybody know that that is running, and we're very, very excited.
We're
about
really
that.
excited.
Yeah.
It's a great tool for the technology piece.
Yep.
It's very comprehensive, not almost.
Now, this past week, I got a notice from the Georgia Real Estate Commission Board, which I guess you can see right here.
Right.
And so Greg is we're on like version 77 on the rule changes when it pertains to teams. And so this has been going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And so Greg has what I believe is going to be their final hearing about teams. So if you're interested in speaking to the commission, there is a public hearing on October 13th coming up. But really what it comes down to is the rule change really comes down to two areas. One is defining what a team is, and two is defining the rules of how we market and advertise through that.
And also team leader and what it means.
Yeah. So the first one is that, what does a team mean, as far as they work on behalf or affiliated with the same firm. So you have to be on the same firm if you're going to be on a team.
And same broker code.
Yep, exactly. So even if you can't be like realtor and realty and that kind of thing, you have to represent yourself as a team, and you're identified as a team name. We'll talk more about team name in just a second. You also have to designate who is a team leader. Now, there's a lot of teams where it's a partnership kind of thing. Well, guess what, Buttercup? One of you's got to step up and be the team lead, and it has to be registered with your broker. Now, advertising is a team. Of course, we have to follow all the advertising rules and that kind of stuff. But where the real kicker comes is that either the word team, group, partners, or associates must be included in the name for all teams. Now, that verbiage has changed since the last version, because last time it was going to be team or group. Now it's team, group, partners, or associates must be part of the name. And so they may also not include brokerage, broker, company, corporation, corp, firm, Inc., incorporated, LLC. So you can't, and basically that's coming down to Greg doesn't want teams to come across looking like independent brokerages. You still have to make sure that as a consumer protection issue, that a consumer could find your broker and understand that you're a team as part of that broker. And this is a Greg rule kind of thing. So if you have any kind of questions, or if you want to make any kind of,
I would encourage you to go to the hearing on October 13th. If you have any questions or
hit up Greg. We can't fix that one. So, yeah, exactly.
So,
all right. Now, we have been talking about interest rates for forever. Well, I mean, in our business, we're always going to be, but I've been saying interest rates are raising, interest rates are rising, interest rates are going to be coming up. And so this week, interest rates jumped up to 3%. Okay. Last week, they were at 2.88. This week, they are 3.01. And so why have we been saying it? What's going on? So a couple of different things are happening. So first thing is that inflation is kind of rearing its ugly head, and the Fed was like, oh, wow, inflation really does look to be kind of an important factor we have to look at. The second thing is that the Fed's indicated that they're going to begin tapering off their asset purchases, which means that they're going to be buying less 10-year treasury, because the 10-year treasury is tied directly into interest rates. And so just by saying, hey, we're going to begin tapering interest rates, immediately went bang and just shot right up to 3%. Now, we have to take that with a little bit with a grain of salt here, right? Because to say that interest rates shot up to 3% sounds drastic, okay? But 3% is ridiculously low. Okay. Let's
Still.
just be straight up. Okay. You know, I mean, you're going to see all kinds of things on the news, like interest rates shooting up, interest rates driving forward, interest rates hurt home values. Are interest rates rising? Yes. We've been talking about this for weeks and
Well,
months, you know. We've kind of seen this coming, and it's going to be getting worse. I'm just being straight up with you. You know, most analysts and big talking heads are looking at being between 3.25% and 3.5% by the end of the year. So this is not something we're looking at dropping off. Matter of fact, depending on
It's
the
gonna
rate they
increase.
taper off,
So-
it is going to continue to increase. So lock in, lock in, lock in, lock
So the
in.
reason why we talk about interest rate is because it does impact our buyers' buying power as
Yep.
far as the purchase price. So, you know, please let your buyer know.
Well, and
Lock
if
that
you
rate
can
in.
get locked in now, okay, it's not going to drop back down. We don't see any way that it really can. You know, at the meeting last week of the Fed, the chair called inflation frustrating. Well, welcome to the U.S. right now, right?
Well,
We're
with
seeing
all the
inflationary
demands,
issues
you know,
everywhere.
with all the demands of increase
Yep.
in minimum wage and wage rates, somewhere it's got to be paid. So you can't expect the business to operate at a loss because there won't be any business when
Yeah.
there's such a demand for hikes in salaries and everything else, and also raw product.
Well, the other thing that we have to be ready to start talking to our sellers about is, what does this mean? What do rising interest rates mean for the overall housing market? And when interest rates keep jumping the way that they have, you know, right now, our home buyers, the month of the, okay, I just
Okay.
babbled my way entirely through that entire process. We're going to start back. So the average mortgage payment now is the highest it's ever been. Okay. And that is a concern for us in housing, because if we keep seeing that number raised, then we're going to start heading into a bubble. And I don't think we're in a bubble now by any means. But I do think that what we're going to end up seeing is that this is going to kind of check home price appreciations kind of moving forward. We are going to see the number of buyers as interest rates go up. The number of buyers on the market will go down. And so, you know, the fact that we jumped 13 basis points in 1 week already indicates, you can see what's kind of gone, you know, just over the last 180 days, what's happening with interest rates. We are still, I mean, if you stretch this out, you know, especially over the last 5 years, you know, the trend is definitely like this, going down. But any kind of little tick, everyone's paying really, really close attention to. We have to understand that. We need to make sure we're also communicating this with our sellers, that this could indicate a shift, because we are seeing a little bit more inventory coming on the market at the same time.
Not only that, and the sellers are giving some concession on closing costs. So I'm seeing a little bit of that, and
more
also,
concessions right now. Absolutely.
And I see also price drop from the list price, as well as more VA, thank goodness, and FHA loan are being accepted by the seller.
Yep. All right. Now, at the same time, you know, while we're still talking about mortgages here, FHFA extended the COVID-19 forbearance for multifamily. And so, you know, this is one for the landlords. You know, if you have a multifamily loan and it's run by Fannie and Freddie kind of thing, they have extended forbearance, because part of that forbearance plan is that you can't evict anyone that is, if the landlord takes part of the forbearance, they can't evict any of that. And so the federal government is trying to, you know, that's one of the things that they can do.
Duplexes, quad.
Yeah,
and what have
multifamily.
you.
Yep, exactly. All right. And so inventory hits the 2021 high. Our inventory level just this past week hit the highest inventory level that
Remember
we've had
Alan
for
said
the
last week is the best time to buy?
year.
So the reason why is inventory hit
Yeah, I mean,
all-time high for
we
2021.
Yeah, we were talking about inventories
Right.
rising, interest rates were at 2.88 last week. We're like, please, please, please go get your buyers pre-approved, be out there
Yes.
going. And so, you know, now we're seeing interest rates starting to tick up. We're seeing inventory continuing to increase, which we still need. Now, don't think that all of a sudden the market is shifting. That's not what we mean
That's
at all.
not.
We're still running like 18 days on market. Okay, it's still ridiculously low, still a seller's market. I'm not trying to
But
indicate
compared
anything.
to the last few months.
But do I see a shift coming? I see a leveling coming, I guess would be a more a better term than a shift kind of thing.
Well, when we said leveling, it's not necessary that the house price is
We're not going
gonna
to be
drop.
level, but
What we mean is that the seller can't demand increase per month of, a couple of thousand. Some people were increasing 5,000 per month for their home. So that's not.
during the summer, we were seeing 2 and 3% price appreciation per month, and that's not sustainable either.
Right. And right now we're all pretty much are listed at the top end of our price.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, for FMLS just released their data from last month kind of thing. And so our average sales price was up 15.5% over prior year. In new listings, again, we're up 1.6%. Our average days on market was 16 days versus 39 days last year. And we're paying at 101.3% of list price. So we're still seeing over asking, that kind of stuff. We do see it going much closer to at list price and being in that between that 99 and 100% range on there. So again, we don't see it being this massive shift. We, no matter what, we're still short 5.2 million houses in the US, but we do see where it's not going to be as nutty kind of thing. Now, the folks who are kind of struggling right now is our first time buyers. Right now, we have a declining share of single family homes priced under 250. And you can see where that number has dropped drastically since 2014, 2012. We're down to into the low 40s now on the share of existing homes being priced under 250. And with the price appreciations, that number is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And so that is a concern for us because a lot of our, over a third of our buyers right now are first time buyers, and our builders aren't building in this price range either. And so that is a concern for us right there. On the other side of that, condos and townhomes are
hot,
right? But and this is largely being fueled by it depends. Two things. One is like in Florida, condos and townhomes are hot for everybody there, right? Because there's, especially out on the beaches and that kind of stuff. So those numbers
are second home for most people.
But for like in suburbia and in Atlanta kind of thing, condos and townhomes have kind of moved into that starter home range because some of the values on townhomes and condos fall into that under 250 category, where a lot of first-time buyers. In addition, the lifestyle matches better for a lot of our millennial buyers. I don't have to worry about a roof. I don't have to worry about maintenance. I can, most of them are closer to shopping and entertainment and that kind of stuff. So understand that even though you might be in suburban, this is one of those days where the mouth doesn't work, in suburbia, condos and townhomes are really, really popular. You can see where it's nearly double the percent change in interest over single family homes.
Well, during COVID time when it first came out, a lot of people get away from the urban area. And so therefore there were some inventory. So now everybody's are coming back because I think we all have faith at this point that we're going to live with COVID-19 indefinitely at this point. So it's better about taking precaution and safety measures to move forward.
Well, speaking of urban, Avison Young released their Vitality Index, which shows kind of like what's the average weekly volume in cities. And so I went and I pulled Atlanta, and you can see on the graph on the right, this is our average daily visitor volume, meaning just the folks going into Atlanta on a daily basis. And you can definitely see when COVID hit, okay? The blue bar marks where COVID hit. And then you can see that, are we on a positive trend? Yes. But to say that we're out of the woods by any means or any stretch of the imagination is wrong.
We're down almost a quarter of what it was prior to COVID on the average. So that, this is where your entertainment and your airline and restaurants, they were the hugest.
Well, and teleworking, we hear a lot about teleworking, and there's been a lot of things in the news about folks returning to the office and that kind of stuff. And we're not seeing those numbers really, really, rebounding nearly to the same level. We're still seeing a lot of interest in the suburbs, a lot of interest in properties that would have been considered rural. I mean, if you have high-speed internet, any town is a viable option right now. Folks are ready to get outside of town.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like what motivates people to find a new job, well, guess what? Housing is a big motivator for when folks start looking. And right now, they're calling it the great reshuffling. There's a lot of people in a lot of different jobs that have been moving around, and so this great reshuffling has really been fueled because we've seen labor prices increasing, we've seen wages increasing, which is also part of our inflation issues, but folks are making more money, right? But how does housing pertain? Well, 43% say that the role of housing dictates or is a factor in that. 40.5, almost half, say it's the primary factor. 40% say it's the number one factor in in their job search for the next year to 1 to 2 years. So understanding that housing and labor, that they really are tied together, kind of thing. It's actually pretty interesting.
This morning on the way in, I overheard through the radio station, one of the national data basically stated Atlanta was number 8 in business friendly environment, where most creative in obtaining new business. So with that being on the number 8, I can tell you right now, housing inventory is going to be an issue for a while, but also
but the fact is there's a lot of good jobs in Georgia too.
Absolutely.
So, all right, now ladies, turns out that there's some new numbers out, and this is really not anything unknown, but women rule real estate. In case you didn't know, I'm the minority here. And so 65% of all full-time sales associates are female. 61% of all brokers are female, kind of like my partner here. And so, there's a lot of industries where you can say, boy, this is a male dominated industry.
Oh, it still is in certain areas.
Well, but we're female minority owned.
Yeah. I mean, they're talking about residential, but commercial, I can tell you, is predominantly male.
Well, it is, and that's true. But overall for real estate, look, ladies, you're doing good. Keep rolling, kind of thing. Let's talk about new construction here. New construction is up. New construction pricing is up 20%. Oh my goodness. Okay.
That's huge.
Now it is far surpassing what we're seeing on the resale market. On the positive side, permits are up 6%, starts are up about 4%. However, completions are down, but we've seen that everywhere. If you look around, you see all these houses
because of raw material and labor.
Yeah, right. But so many houses are just sitting there covered in house wrap because we're waiting on windows. Windows is one of the biggest challenges right now because you put siding on after you put the windows in. And so we're seeing where a lot of houses just sitting there with a roof and house wrap, waiting on windows to come in, waiting on paint, things like that. So there is still a lot of concerns there, and that really is kind of affecting our completion rate. Overall, the builders are feeling pretty confident, more confident than they have been. You can see this is the overall builder sentiment index as far as how they're feeling overall, which improved over last month for sure. However, our builders are building bigger, not what we really need. I'll be real honest with you. Right now, I
think what happened is during COVID, everybody's doing working from home, so therefore people are demanding more space, and that's what happened.
Yeah, we're seeing where the share of 3-bedroom homes is going down. The share of 4-bedroom homes is going up. 2 and 5 bedrooms are staying pretty low. That accounts for about 20% of the market. But we're seeing where the builders, and I understand like the economy, the economics of it. If I build a bigger house, my overall cost per square foot goes down. So they want to build a bigger house. The problem is then that drives the price up, and we're already having a lot of price issues. The vast majority of our builders are from $350,000 to $500,000, and that's well outside the range of a lot of our
first-time home buyers.
And that's really what we need. We need that inventory, and so that is a concern for me and for us going forward. We want the builders to be able to build a little bit smaller. That's really where our biggest bit of demand is right now. On the rental side of things, rent's looking terrible. And we've been
Terrible
saying that
for the tenant.
well, yeah, I mean, yes, that's a good thing. For the landlords like doing their little happy dance right now, kind of thing. But for our tenants, and this is something that we've talked about for a while now, and that is, look, I know that housing is competitive. We completely understand and we empathize with you, but understand that rents are following right behind. And it's not like, well, I'm just going to sit here and rent and things will be rosy. No. Single family rent growth hit 16.5-year high. That's that's year over year. And we're seeing that number continue to increase. Rents tend to follow home price appreciation by 3 to 12 months behind. So as you see people who are leasing, and when their renewal rates come up and that kind of stuff, they're getting sticker shock because things are rolling right now. And it's not like you can be like, fine, I'll just go find another one. The competition in rental is really, really high. And so this shows single family rent index year over year percent change by the different pricing tiers. And so now the red is the high end, but you can still see that the moderate price, all of them
are going straight up,
are shooting through the roof. And so we are seeing just massive price appreciation in the rental market. And so again, I'm begging you, get out and work with your buyers who are renting right now and save them from this. Yes, we have inventory is tight, but it's getting loose, it's lightening up. Interest rates are still historically low. We need to be helping these folks.
The gap between what a mortgage with PMI, interest rate, and all that stuff, versus rental, you're looking at average of 400 to 500, if not more than that.
Now, also the rent growth is more than double for single family rentals, detached versus attached. So apartment complexes, things like that, they're having an appreciation, but at half the rate. So the blue bar here represents if you're renting a house,
that's the difference.
The values are going through the roof. And so we love to be able to target.
And I think a
renters.
lot of with the apartment rental is apartment rental have a standard, application process. So if a renter ever have an eviction or anything like that, they're automatic disqualified 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, with single families, some landlord, because they're smaller individual, they may not take that into consideration. So that's the difference between a single family versus a apartment complex where a person would have better opportunity to getting a rental property.
Yeah. But one thing that we do believe that or I guess one lead source that we think is really, really attractive right now is going after what we call 9-month rentals. These are folks that rented a property 9 months ago and reaching out to these folks because in 3 months, here's their reality.
It takes at least 3 months to find and close a property.
Right. But now's a good time. People will start thinking, look, you've had a rental for 9 months. In 3 months, you've got one of three realities going to happen. You're either going to renew the lease
with
at a higher rate,
rate,
or you're going to find another lease at a higher rate, or maybe it's time to buy. And so we really like that lead source
give
a
them
lot.
give them a heads up and say, hey, listen, you need safe between now and then so you can qualify for a loan and have your down payment.
Yeah. Now, overall, for the nation, it was up 16%. Here in the Atlanta region, it was up 10%. And you can see that last year it was only 2.8%. So rents are continuing to increase. Even here in Atlanta, we're seeing the same thing. Talk to the folks out there. Part of that issue is here in the Atlanta, multifamily properties and lease up are going down. Here's what that really means. So when builders and developers build an apartment complex, then they lease it up. So the number of properties that are in quote lease up, meaning that have been built and now are taking new tenants, that's dropping. So that we haven't been building enough multifamily either. And so that means that we're looking at even more price appreciation on rental rates going forward, kind of thing. All right, let's talk about being busy real quick. So there's a new study out that says being busy is good for your mental health.
I don't know. As a buyer's agent, they might
Well, but you
dispute
know, I
that
mean,
just a
here's
little
the
bit.
deal, though. It really does come down to balance. But understand this: that you know, like I've kind of got this saying that if you need something done, find a busy person, right? Busy folks get stuff done. So staying busy is really, really good for us, kind of thing. That being said, we do need balance, and that's especially in the real estate world. We see where folks go from one extreme to the other. Like there's a lot of folks that don't treat their business like a business, and therefore they have a ton of free time, and we end up just goofing around kind of thing. And when you don't treat your business like a business, the other side of that is some of us treat our business so much that we neglect everything. Overall, how much free time do you need?
Guilty.
Oh yeah, we're definitely in there, right? But you need to have between 2 and 5 hours of free time a day. That's what the researchers say, that you need to have that to have good mental health moving forward. So we're going to encourage you to, get out and bust your tail, work hard, but also make sure that you play hard, rest, get enough sleep, those kind of things. Because I do know that, the folks who knock it dead in real estate do that because they bust their tails, because they work really, really hard. But then you can also hit burnout. So we're looking for that balance there. And so we just wanted to share that with you. Getting ready for the holidays. This is nothing that related to real estate, we know, but just so you know, mail deliveries get nutty. And so it's going to be about a third slower overall. Overall, the United States Postal Service is slowing delivery times to about 30%, right in time for that holiday shopping, right? In addition, they're going to be temporarily increasing prices on commercial and retail packaging. So expect to see prices going up and delivery times going down. And so with a lot of us that kicking back to how busy are you, and a lot of us that shopped last year, and some of us, right, shop last minute, and then we're hoping packages got there in time for Christmas.
My best friend.
Oh, it is, but you can't do that. Like don't wait till the week before Christmas and get this stuff done. So so right now there's some things going on in Congress with the flood insurance program. So FEMA has issued new methodology and looking at a premium increase for 77% of families. Okay, we're talking about 3 out of 4 families. This is a really big deal. They're worried that a lot of folks are going to drop out of the flood programs, and that could be devastating for housing, kind of thing. So right now Congress really is debating this. Right now the average premium is $790, but that looks to be going up way more. They're looking to change how they rate it, not based just on the property, but also the value of the property, the amount of risk that it takes. So we will probably see this, this will probably hurt places like Florida even worse than they'll hurt.
So
maybe hit us in Georgia and that kind of stuff.
Somewhere near a lake or body of water, just be prepared to have that insurance available.
Yep. And then Zillow has finally closed on the purchase of Showing Time. Now, there's a lot of us that we're not crazy about this. We do like Showing Time. We found Showing our sellers like Showing Time a lot. Now, a lot of agents have definitely expressed their feelings about Zillow's, moving more into this space as they compete with us in the space at the same time. And so there's definitely been some challenges, and we even, the feds even looked at they kind of delayed the thing, but they just let it go through. So now Zillow now officially owns Showing Time. Up to now, it's just been proposed. So it is what it is. I kind of want to close with this today, and that is, what are the top 3 excuses that top producers never make? And I share this because I coach and mentor a lot of agents, and I can tell you these are the things that I hear from folks who aren't achieving the financial success that they want to hear. And so the first one, like I don't ever hear a top producer say, "Well, I don't know how to do that." Okay, top producers don't say that. They figure things out.
They're like, who can I talk to get the answer?
Yeah, and so instead of saying, I don't know how to do that, a lot of folks will take that as an excuse or a reason why they won't move forward. Well, I don't know how to do that, so I'm not going to try. And a top producer doesn't do that. The next thing is, I don't have that. I don't have those resources. I don't have that knowledge. I don't have that client base. I
There's
don't have.
multi-way that it's not just the financial resources, but I will tell you, there's multi-way you can obtain that objective by doing equity sweat.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a lot more labor intensive, but it's doable.
I mean, some folks will be like, well, I just haven't been in the business for 20 years, or
Doesn't matter.
I'm not, that's not my skill.
I've seen rookie of the year where they're making more than a agent that's been in the first year than the agent's been in the industry for 20 years. So you can't say, I don't have that.
And then the last one I hear, and I hear this probably more than anything is, well, listen, I'm just not like that. I don't like social media. I don't want to do this. I can't do video. That's not how I'm wired. I don't like to talk on the phone. I don't want to do this. Like, I understand that you may not want, that you may not like the fact, but to take that as an excuse for well, I'm going to do real estate, but I'm not going to answer my phone when a number calls and I don't know, and I'm not going to do video, and I'm not going to be on social media, and I'm not going to call and talk to folks on there.
We're moving into age where people demand information along with communication. If your communication skill is to such where you just let it slide, I can tell you right now, it's not going to work.
Listen, the folks who struggle just kind of assume that the folks that don't, it came to them naturally. Like they were born that way. And that is not the case. I mean, take Ming, for example. Ming used to be our introvert as well.
And I would tell you, we had a team. We still, my husband and I do have a team, but we had another person. One was an extreme extrovert. And I would do all her paperwork administratively and whatever I need to do in order not talking to somebody else or make that phone call or whatever. But, that was my personality. But as we opened the brokerage, I had to learn to conquer my fear. And not just say, y'all, you need to conquer your fear if you want to move toward your goal, because by staying in a corner, you'll never go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I just want to give you encouragement. It can be done. I mean, I am a prime example. Prior to open up brokerage, I never taught, but I can tell you right now, a lot of folks I have taught and have great feedback when I do CE class. Not bragging, but just saying it is doable.
So don't make those excuses. Accept the fact that maybe you're not doing it. And then say, I'm not going to make these excuses anymore. I am going to take charge of my business. I own my own business. Even if you're affiliated with us, and we appreciate it. Listen, you are your own small business, and how you run your business is going to be up to you. No one's going to do it for you. But you can't take the cop outs of these. Well, I don't know how to do it, or I just don't. I don't have all this money, and I'm just not like that. And you're going to figure it out if it matters.
I will encourage you to stay away from social media where it's going to make you feel like that you're not good enough. Well, stop looking at other people.
Well, don't, from that point.
Yeah,
I'm not saying don't stay away from social media. Like get out and engage folks, but
stay
don't,
away from that. Those things that's going to make you feel like you're less than what you are. Because I can tell you, if you put your mind to it, you can absolutely do it all day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess what you're saying is don't let those folks bring you down, because everyone puts that picture out there on social media.
I can tell you,
it's perfect. Everything's awesome. We live in the most amazing house. We drive fancy cars, and everything's great. Look at my perfect kids, and that is not my life. Okay, I can promise you right now, because my kids are a hot mess, and I have the time and doing my best just to keep up. So you wouldn't want to see our real life,
right? And also on our Facebook, if you wouldn't mind, if there's a topic you like to see that we're not covering, I'd love for you to give us a suggestion. So we will cover it next one. So
all right. Well, if you need any more me time, you can catch us out at max1.rocks/chat. There you go. And so we hope you guys have a really productive week. We pray and hope that you'll join us in Tom Ferry. It's live in all of our offices this week. So please come in.
Actually, we hope make to see your first step in attending on Tom Ferry.
All right.
right.
y'all have a great week. Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Have a great Monday. You forgot your text signal.
Oh,
smoke.
call, text, smoke signals. We answer it all.
All
So
right.
bye, everybody.
Have a great day.